So why should we have an animal protection party at the same time that humanity is facing great crises such as war, financial crisis? Isn't it better to put humans first? We get asked this question quite a lot, and actually for us we say that these issues, they're not mutually exclusive. Actually, they're all part and parcel of the same thing. And actually the most immediate crisis that's facing all of humanity today is actually an ecological crisis. It's a biodiversity crisis. It's about the crisis of Mother Earth, the planet that we live on, and how we're going to sustain ourselves in a population of 10 billion by the year 2050. We need to come together as people to find a solution to this, because right now we don't have one. And one of the main things that we need to look at is how we use land around the world. And we know that land use for animal product consumption is one of the major causes of environmental degradation and loss of biodiversity. We need to address this right now, people living in the West. And one of the ways that we can do this is by having a switch to plant-based diets. This is a policy that we can have at a national level, but we can also have this at an EU level. And it's vital that we get a grip on this now. The EU supports the switch to plant-based diets, and also the EU subsidies are shifted from livestock and fisheries and into plant-based agriculture. That's key. So these issues, actually, they're not separate, they're all related. And we, at parties like ours, have a grip on them and know what the solutions are. So with the UK electoral system that we have, which is first past the post, it's very difficult to gain a seat in our national parliament. And the question often is asked, why don't we form alliances with other political parties like the Green Party, like the Labour Party, who have an animal rights group within them and who also do good work? We agree that groups within these parties do good work for animals and we support them. But what we would say that is in all other parties there is an inconsistent focus on animal rights, on animal welfare. And actually for us, animal rights, animal welfare will always be our number one priority. We will never lose focus on that. And for that reason, we feel that we need to be there. We need to continue pushing these policies. Actually, we consider ourselves to be a testimonial party, just like the Dutch party, PVDD, does. So we say we speak to the highest possible policies on animal welfare. We make those policies available to anyone. They don't belong to us. They're out there in the ether. Other parties can take them on board. So if they want to, they can take our policies on board. They can adopt them. They can live and breathe them. And if they do that, then we can pack up and go home. So we are here and we are pushing for these policies as long as the other parties aren't really giving them love and life. That's what we're here for. So what are the priorities of Animal Welfare Party and the animal politics movement over the next period of, say, 5 years? It's a brilliant question, because actually the next 5 years are going to be really crucial. They're really crucial for our planet. We know that we have just a few years to get a grip on how we're living, how we're using the Earth's resources. So they're crucial for us to push forward the policy of a shift towards plant-based diets, and also for greater representation for animals in our decision-making bodies. Here in the UK, we really want to see more people elected at local council level, like Jane Smith, who's just won her town council seat in Alsager, and right across the animal politics movement, which is the fastest growing political movement in the world. We're seeing more and more people being elected every week for animals in Australia, for example, in Portugal, and in the EU Parliament next week, we hope. So this is a growing movement. We're having new people elected to decision-making bodies all the time. And for the next 5 years, that's the way forward. Growth for our movement.